What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about 4 things. I want to talk about scale, mess, and debt. And I'm going to be honest, I learned this from Sam Ovens, and this absolutely, in the last week, really has changed the way I look at scale. Then I'm going to talk to you about marketing, how to market. I'm going to talk to you about how to build an incredible product and the scalability of your offer, your systems, and how you can implement these 4 things, and I'll show you how to implement them to honestly scale predictably, make more impact, and ultimately make more money in your coaching business. So the first thing I want to talk about is scale, mess, and debt. Most of you watching this videos, you're like, yo, Brandon, I'm wanting to scale either my existing coaching business or I'm looking to start a coaching business. And what I've found is that whenever you are in the process of scaling, what people typically do is they spend more money on ads, they do more cold outbounds, they hire mentors, and they implement these new systems, right? And anytime you implement new systems, you take on more clients, you take on more sales calls, you hire more closers, more reps, more setters, more CSMs. What happens is at scale, you create mess, okay? And how many of you watching this video can relate to mess in your business? Well, that could be that it's mess in the form of, lower ROI in ads, having to fire somebody. It could be that whenever you hired somebody, there wasn't a process, so they don't actually follow your processes, or it could be you don't have processes, right? You don't have an onboarding process, your client fulfillment is horrible, people want refunds, you don't even have contracts yet, like all this mess. This mess is what causes the next phase, debt, right? So now not only maybe you scaled so fast that your ads went down and like you put it on a credit card, so now you're in financial debt. You could be in time debt. Some of you are doing so many one-to-ones that you don't even have time to create content or be innovative, right? As an entrepreneur, as a leader of the business, you have to be innovative. Your mind is your superpower. So you scaled to make more money and more impact, but what you did was you created mess. And now you're in debt, time-wise, money-wise, headspace-wise, and this can even go down the list to emotionally, relationally, all these different forms of debt. And what started with a pure heart and a pure motive to give you time freedom, financial freedom, peace, stability, and honestly to live the life you want to live, actually turns into a huge mess, and now you found yourself here in debt. And I want to talk to you about how you can never get into this again, okay? So first off, what you have to do is you have to clean up the mess, okay? But you have to be strategic in what mess you want to clean up, okay? And once you clean up the mess, what it's going to do is you're going to get out of the financial debt. Ideally, you're going to get your time back, you're going to get your headspace back, your emotional headspace back, and relationally, you're going to thrive again. And now when you're back at this state, what typically happens that I see people do over and over and over again is they go and they do the exact same thing. They try and scale again. They scale their product line, they scale their funnels, they scale the level of inputs, but what ends up happening is they just go through this cycle of scale, mess, and debt. Scale, mess, debt. Scale, mess, and stress, right? It's just a never-ending cycle, and you can't seem to break through to the next level. So how I'm going to kind of walk you through the next 3 things here is the process that you need to follow in order to do this and do it in a way that's scalable. Okay, so I want to break some limiting beliefs around marketing. So marketing is not what you thought it was. So many people are marketing new flashy objects, new flashy secrets. And anytime you fall for something like that, you're typically setting yourself up for failure or to create more mess. What you truly need is a simple marketing process. If it's not simple, it 100%, it won't scale. You cannot effectively scale a marketing process that isn't extremely simple. And at least from what I have seen. And what I typically see is that people are chasing new funnels, right? Like even I market funnels, but a funnel isn't going to solve your scaling issue, right? It's not just email sequences, right? People are like, oh, should I do, cold email outbound? Should I hire VAs, right? Should I do, and you're always questioning on what you should do here, right? So many people think if they just had more calls, more leads, right? And while that's true, if you don't have the right process, all you're going to end up doing with more is creating mess. Your profit margins are going to go down. So what's the point of making 200K in a month, okay, if you spent 180 to make it and you only make 20? It would be better for you just to make 30K and keep 20 and have way less clients. But so many people are driven by their ego that they just want this Stripe screenshot, okay? So now that we know, and ideally you're tracking with me, because I'm telling you guys, just get this in your head. A funnel, all it is taking a human, right, that has the pain points into your world, right, into your ecosystem. And I love what Cole Gordon said. He said something along the lines of, a funnel didn't scale my business. What scaled my business was a marketing process attached to a really good sales process. So many people overemphasize, the funnel. While the funnels do work, and I love our Instagram funnel, I love our YouTube funnel, but the reason it works is deeper than that. It goes into product and it goes into scalability in our sales process. So instead of chasing the shallow things, marketing, right, chase the simple things. How can I scale this process? How can I do more inputs to get more outputs instead of trying a new thing? So what I see so many people do is, as they're trying to scale, they interject a new funnel to create more complexity. And then it's no longer simple. And then your sales team, they have no idea what they're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You have no processes. You're not able to track anything. And typically what happens is you go down in revenue. You go down in profit. And then you circle back 2 months later and you say, you know what? We shouldn't have done that. And typically, if they're smart, they'll do more of what already worked and they'll go back up. A lot of people never even get back up. So many people I've seen, they'll have a really big month and then they'll go down. And then they won't be able to get back up. Why? Because they used all their leverage. They feel like this funnel that actually got them there isn't cool enough anymore. So then they wander around in circles trying to find a new funnel, a new VA, a new email. Well, what you need to do is you need to pick one funnel at the beginning. And there's only two that I suggest. And it's our IG funnel and our YouTube funnel. Now, they're not magic, guys. It's really simple what they are. We're running ads to people and we're getting them in our ecosystem, aka Instagram followers or YouTube subscribers, right? And once they're in our ecosystem, they actually get, guess what? Value. And this is what leads me into my next point. If you have a product that sucks, you will never be able to scale. You will always create mess, and then you will be in reputation debt. Meaning this, if people don't tell other people about your content via word of mouth, it's only a matter of time before you're out of business. And I mean it. Some of you are coaching, you're making 15K, 50K, 100K per month, and right now you're making money. Why? Because your funnel is working. But if all your eggs are in the basket of a good funnel, you are at the mercy of Instagram, YouTube shutting you down, your VSL breaking, the ad costs, just by a couple percentages skyrocket, and then you no longer have resources, you don't have enough cash reserves. All these different things can go wrong whenever you don't have a better system, which is word of mouth, right? So if you have a good product, you have a competitive advantage over every single person in the industry, right? Because most people, I'll tell you what most people do. Most people market funnels. Most people use funnels, and they sell the shallowest thing that you can sell. Marketing, more leads, more leads, more leads. But once they sell you on this amazing funnel and you get onboarded into their program, you realize that the program actually sucks, okay? The program's no good. So then your customer's emotional journey, they come in on this super high and then they go down low. and they don't get results and they aren't happy with the program and they feel like they bought something that wasn't worth the money. However, if you could actually be, somewhat decent at marketing, that's why I'm purposely recording this video on an iPhone without a mic, because marketing doesn't really matter anymore. It's all about value. Okay, so once they get into your program, you want them to be marketed a mediocre result. Ideally we get 3 to 5x return on your spend, right? What if we get 20, like some of our clients have? They come to the program and have a better experience than what was promised. And when they do, they're better clients, they don't cancel, they don't ask for refunds, and they start to tell other people about you. Even your YouTube videos, if you make really good YouTube videos, people will tell other people about your YouTube channel. Like, yo, dude, have you seen Brandon's channel? You've got to subscribe. And literally, this has happened so much. Just today on Instagram, I got a message from a new follower like, hey, this person referred me over to you. And this person isn't even a client, right? So you have to deliver value. And lastly, I want to spend most of our time here. You have to build something that's scalable. Let's see if I can get another marker working here. Okay, cool. So whenever you're scaling, I'm actually going to just erase all this. So whenever you're scaling your coaching business or your agency, you run into what's called ceilings. So I've scaled to about $200,000 a month in our coaching business, and we've helped others even actually scale beyond that. But what I've typically found is, let's say you're at 10K per month, right? You're doing $10,000 a month. And let's say you get to 50K. Well, what happens is, in order to get to, the next level, whatever that level is for you, it's all just numbers. There's going to be a couple things that have to take place for you to break through this ceiling, okay? And it's usually in the form of work that most people don't want to do. The easy thing to do would be just to skyrocket your ad spend, bring on a couple setters and closers, and then close a bunch of people. But whenever you do that, you go to scale, you create mess. And I'm telling you, you have to clean up the mess at some point, or it will clean you up, right? So the mess turns into, like I said in the beginning, debt. And this is what keeps people stuck. Typically, it's a lack of processes, right? It's a lack of clarity. A lot of people right here, they need a mentor, right? They don't have a mentor. They don't have the right employees, right? Bad product. And, even further, they don't know their numbers. So how could you scale from 50K to 150 if you don't even know how much money you need to spend on ads to get the number of calls, to get the closing rate, ideally a KPI closing rate that then you could do math with and figure out how much you're going to have to spend to hit this number. And if you don't have the right processes, you don't have the right clarity, you don't have a mentor, your employees are all on different tracks, and you have a bad product, the only thing between you and your business shutting down is time. And I'm kind of talking from a place here of not fully understanding all of this, but I'm a couple steps ahead of most people. So transparently, what we're working on now is like the processes, right? Like we have to document everything. We have to know our numbers. We have to know why those numbers matter. We have to know what we have to do in order to scale those numbers. But whenever you scale and spend more, you have to factor in that the ROI typically goes down if you try and scale certain creatives. So then we figured out, hey, if you'll actually scale wide with multiple creatives, right? Let's say you wanted to spend $500 a day. Most people would spend $500 on one ad. Now we're spending $100 on each, right? And it creates this perfect harmony. Like there's this breaking point in ads where, the sweet spot ideally is somewhere in the middle. And if you scale too far, it goes way down. And then you'll be spending the same amount of money. You have to spend 2 or 3 times that amount of money to even get to where you were before. So with that said, clarity, mentors, employees, and you have to build a good product. I would even go as far to say you have to build value. You have to have really good content that speaks to your ideal clients, so much so that people will share your videos. People will literally click save on my YouTube videos and binge watch our YouTube for hours, and then they'll finally, after 30, 60 days of watching our content, book in a call with us because they've already received value, right? And this is what most people miss. They're really, good at marketing. Like I said, the new funnel, so many people have literally copied our funnel exactly, word for word, the exact scripts, the exact retargeting ads, and it doesn't work. Why? Because the most important ingredient is value. If you're not providing value, it doesn't matter what ad you have. You can copy all of my ads. Literally go to my Instagram, click on my username, and it's going to show up my ad library. You can copy every single one of those ads, but they're not going to work because you are not me, right? You have to have value. You have to have case studies. Your product has to actually be good, and you can't be chasing these short-sighted wins, because if you want to build an actual business where you can scale, clean up your mess, and then get out of debt, and then keep scaling, you're going to have to put in more work than almost any of your competitors will do. And the work isn't just in a new sequence, a new funnel, a new launch. The work is actually in creating more value to potential clients, and then value in your product. And whenever you do that, it honestly becomes easy to market. It becomes easy because why? People are attracted to value. So the last thing I want to talk about is scaling into mess. There is a way to scale without hitting the mess, but you have to build a system that in advance that ideally minimizes your risk of mess. You'll always have it. But what you need to do as the person in the top of your business, the visionary, is you need to outsource certain tasks, right, to team members so that the debt and mess doesn't pile on you. And this is where so many people get stuck. One-to-one coaching, they're managing their ads, they're still overseeing their sales team, taking sales calls, they're trying to produce content every day, they're trying to, do all these different things. And if you're trying to do all this while trying to provide value, it will never work. Like, it just can't. You're literally a ticking time bomb before you get burnt out, or even worse, before a competitor takes you out. Because there's another guy out there, maybe it's me, maybe it's someone else, who's working harder than you at creating value. So really what I want you to leave this video with is a couple things. A, in order to scale, you've got to build a system that doesn't make mess. A system that is scalable from the beginning. I would suggest like cutting out one-to-one, switching to group, having a really good course. That way people don't have to ask you a ton of questions. Hiring a CSM, hiring setters and closers, right? Hiring other team members to clean up the mess for you so you can not step into debt and instead step into innovation. You have to be innovating. And if you're not innovating, someone else will be. So again, guys, I hope this video helps. I hope this video added some value to you. And honestly, if it did, here's what I want you to do. Quick little CTA. I want you to share this with a friend, like down below, comment down below. Let me know which part you would want me to expound on more, because I'm going to start making more videos just like this, where it's just you, me, the iPhone, and the whiteboard. So again, yeah, if you want help with this, if you're like, yo, Brandon, obviously I think you can help, and you want to scale your business, get out of debt, clean up the mess, implement a certain funnel that you think we do well that you would like to integrate into your business, all I want you to do, click the link down below, book in a call with us. We'll just chat, get a good sense of where you're at, where you're wanting to get to, and honestly see if you're even ready to scale. And if you are, we'll walk you through some of the products we have that might help you, and if not, send you on your way with a ton of value. So again, yeah, guys, if this video helped, would appreciate a subscription, a like, comment down below. I'll chat with you guys soon.